Within the 2020-21 NBA season, we are currently watching history flash before our eyes. Stephen Curry in the Golden State Warriors has been phenomenal throughout more than half of the previous decade, making the NBA Finals 5 times in a row, leaving the decade with a Finals record of 3-2, marking the Warriors franchise consisting of 6 NBA championships in all Warriors history. Losing Kevin Durant in free agency, losing Sean Livingston, Andre Iguodala, and more role players has taken a massive toll on the Golden State Warriors' chances of winning another NBA championship. And this will leave Steph Curry with, of course, Draymond Green, and technically with an entirely new Warriors roster, and including the circumstance of Klay Thompson being injured for his second straight season. Taking every single one of these circumstances into consideration, Stephen Curry has had more opportunities to become the great scoring threat that he is, and he is not taking this chance for granted, as he is currently putting up historical numbers despite being a borderline play-in tournament team. He has currently forced himself to be recognized as an MVP candidate for his 3rd season ever in his entire career, and there is no doubt that he will go down in the history books as one of the greatest point guards to ever play in NBA history. To make the stakes even higher, will Stephen Curry retire as the best point guard of all NBA history, even better than Magic Johnson?
Curry spins, step back, trying to draw another foul, and it goes in. Oh, Steph Curry with a circus shot and the foul.
What is up, you guys? Your boy Elifye is back with another video. This has been a very odd season regarding the most obvious change of this season only being 72 games, and we are currently witnessing teams suffer from massive injuries and players missing games due to health and safety protocols. These have all been circumstances that has taken a great toll on these NBA players and teams, but at the end of the day, these players has a job to do, and their job is to ball out and score buckets, and this is exactly what Stephen Curry is doing. Within this video, we will be talking about the odds of which Stephen Curry will be considered the best point guard of all NBA history. Before I start today's video, however, consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. I post NBA discussion videos that are either relatable or could be very controversial to the NBA fandom in general, and I'm sure you will enjoy this channel if you are a die-hard NBA fan. And if you guys want, you could comment down below any NBA topics that you guys would like to see in the future. But other than that, let us begin today's video. Regarding today's NBA, and even regarding NBA history entirely, we have witnessed so many great point guards march in this league with either great skill or through the roof athleticism, and you could even argue the fact that the point guard position is probably the most important position when it comes to NBA basketball. In today's NBA, we have had the luxury to watch great point guards perform their magic. Some point guards to consider are, of course, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, prime John Wall, prime Derrick Rose, and if you even want to include this player, you can say James Harden, since he is able to play that point guard position. And there are so many players outside of the ones listed to consider, and filtering these point guards from a broader standpoint, consider Steve Nash, Isaiah Thomas, Allen Iverson, John Stockton, and so on. Point is, the NBA has generated some great talented point guards over the years, and they are all currently down in history as some of the greatest point guards to ever play. But when we are considering the best of the best, it usually boils down to Magic Johnson and Stephen Curry being top 2, with the majority picking Johnson to be the #1 best point guard and Curry coming in the close second. But I can definitely argue that Curry has already solidified, if not already will eventually solidify, his spot of being the best point guard in NBA history. From my perspective of watching NBA basketball, in reality, I have only got to watch Stephen Curry play within his prime, as Magic Johnson is way before my time. So when I'm considering great players in general, I can only lean towards the players that I have watched the most, but it is also necessary to consider the many accolades all-time players had achieved, which ranks them to be very notable in NBA history. From what I have witnessed, Stephen Curry has been considered the best point guard in the NBA for years now, and there is no question that he has become the best shooter of all time, even better than Ray Allen and Larry Bird. Because of his phenomenal three-point shooting, you can see how much of an effect it has on the court, as players on the opposing team has to guard Stephen Curry literally as soon as he crosses the half-court line, and Curry even has to deal with consistent double teams, especially this season. And all of these are factors that are able to space the floor entirely so other players on the Warriors roster can have more opportunities to be productive on the basketball floor. Now, when comparing Stephen Curry and Magic Johnson, it is honestly a very difficult comparison, considering the main difference is how Curry is 6'3" and Magic played the point guard position standing at 6'9". Compared to Stephen Curry, Magic Johnson was never that much of a scorer, as he was a pass-first type of player, and he is no doubt the best passer in NBA history. Regarding accolades, he has been to 9 NBA Finals and only won 5, has 3 MVPs, and he was able to lead the league in regular season assists 4 times. Because of his height, you would tend to see him play outside of the point guard position at times, such as the time where he played at the center position for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar since he was injured, and he was able to score 42 points while leading the way for the Lakers to win the NBA championship in 1980. This shows how versatile of a player Magic Johnson is, and is one of the reasons why he is considered by the majority the best point guard of all time. But one thing to consider, regarding accolades, it is obvious Magic Johnson has the edge over Curry, but take note that Johnson's career has already concluded. Curry still has plenty of time left in his career, and he is still playing basketball in his prime. There is still room for Curry to provide himself with more accolades for him to rank even higher in NBA history in general, even when he already has the accolades that he currently has. He has already won 3 NBA championships out of 5 NBA Finals appearances, has 2 MVPs, has led the league in scoring in 2016, and is looking like he repeat that process this season, and he is able to shoot at the three-point line with very high efficiency, as well as being able to be an effective playmaker along with his scoring ability. To my knowledge, Magic Johnson is obviously one of the best playmakers, but wasn't that effective in scoring only compared to Curry. And regarding team impact, both of these players has the ability to impact their team in many positive ways, so I feel like that standpoint is a toss-up regarding who is the most impactful towards their teams that they have played on. Diving deeper into this season in particular, Curry has had many instances where he simply looked unstoppable. Recently, he went through an 11-game stretch of scoring 30 points or more, increasing his trajectory for NBA fans and analysts to acknowledge him being an underappreciated MVP candidate. Throughout these 11 games, he has averaged 40 points per game on a very efficient 54 field goal percentage and 53-point percentage, compiling with 78 made threes during that stretch. And to add on, he has taken a high amount of shots to make up for these averages, and despite taking these shots, he has still been able to shoot at these high percentages while taking very tough shots that other NBA players won't make as consistently. Now, you may argue that he has been able to put up these numbers while not having the best team record, but I'm sure you can agree that this Warriors team hasn't been the best outside of Curry, and we have already seen Curry in action on championship rosters. When we are looking at the point guard position, there are many variants of players that play this position in so many different ways. There are point guards who are considered true point guards, whereas players that benefit their team with their passing skills, and then there are point guards who doesn't make their team better in any way but can provide great scoring for their team. Magic Johnson, in my perspective, would be considered more of a true point guard and can also score, but wasn't an elite scorer by all means. However, he usually relied on his playmaking ability to win games, and you can also consider that he has played different positions, but we will only consider his basketball game within the point guard position since he is viewed more for playing this position, and we are judging who the best point guard in history is. Looking at Stephen Curry, he is a very prolific scorer considering that he is the best shooter of all time, and he is also able to be an effective playmaker and make his team even better. He even has the effect off the ball, drawing defenders onto him while he's running around the court to make things easier on his teammates. Regarding Stephen Curry's case, he would be considered a point guard that can both provide elite scoring and high frequency, and can be a true point guard on many occasions as well. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Considering every single statement that I have made within today's video, would this be enough to conclude that Stephen Curry is currently the best point guard of all time? Or if not currently, he will potentially become the best point guard of all time, since he still has the time to make up for the lack of accolades compared to Magic Johnson, and he could be a true point guard just like Johnson and can also score on the ball and open up many opportunities without even having the ball in his hands consistently. And consider how competitive the NBA League has gotten with the growth of NBA teams compared to the 1980s and the 2010s. There has been many more teams implemented within the NBA League during Curry's time of playing basketball, with more room for the league to be even more competitive than it has ever been. And despite these impactful circumstances, he has been a part of championship rosters that had literally dominated for half of the entire decade, being a crucial point guard for these Warrior teams. This is another small aspect revolving NBA basketball that is always great to consider. But other than that, that will end today's video. I already know that this video will be very controversial and you guys will have many mixed opinions regarding Curry potentially being the best point guard in history, but we like the controversy over here. It's only for the basketball culture. However, I'm assuming the majority will believe Magic Johnson still holds that spot, which is respectable of course, but at the end of the day, these two players have played in different eras and their basketball game is completely different from one another, which makes it very difficult to compare these two players. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Stephen Curry will be the best point guard of all time, or will he simply fall short? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. I will greatly appreciate it. I'm out. Peace.